maybe the Chargers do go ahead and exercise their option to move to LA and join the Rams at that new complex that Kroenke's going to be building there in Los Angeles. I'm fine with that too. As far as traditionalists go, the Chargers started in Los Angeles. It's still going to be in Southern California. It's about an hour and a half drive from San Diego. Bad traffic, it could push it to 5 hours. You can still get to your Chargers game. Face it, a team in San Diego is very similar to what a team in Los Angeles or in Las Vegas is going to be like. Yes, you're going to have some fans that are from the area, but most of your fans drive in from somewhere else. I really think that's how it was in San Diego. I think there was a good portion of the fans you saw in their stands, each and every home game, that drove in from somewhere other than San Diego to support that team. That's why you saw so many jerseys from other teams in San Diego home games. And again, they started in Los Angeles. That's where they originated. So that's great. Move them back there. Have a great super city of LA with great football, AFC, NFC. It makes sense. The Rams are from LA. Well, not originally, but they spent most of their existence in Los Angeles. And Oakland, there's not a better team than the Raiders to be in Las Vegas. Face it. So, with that being said, do your thing. If you want to change, you have the option to. There's an approval process. There's a vote process. You have to get certain things cleared. And if all your dominoes fall, if you get everything stacked up and it works out right for you, great. Do what you got to do. Make your team competitive. Make it better for everybody. The real fans, the ones that aren't bandwagoners, the ones that aren't just doing it to be cool or whatever, they're going to still watch you. They're still going to support you. Now, you might lose a whole bunch of people because they were only interested because you happen to be in their city. But so be it. That's sports. That's fandom. That's being fanatical. It's part of the game. You just got to deal with it. All right, let's get into some games now. We got a full slate today. No buys this week. Everybody's playing. We had a game Thursday night, Dallas and Minnesota. Minnesota took Dallas to the wire. Dallas pulled it off 17-15. Minnesota's offense just completely let them down. They don't have enough as far as moving that ball right now to do anything on the offensive side. That was the best game Minnesota's defense has played in a few weeks. And Dallas just keeps rolling. You're going to have to play a whole game. It's similar to beating the Patriots. If you want to beat them, you will play a whole game. All right, morning games. Let's start it out. Kansas City, Atlanta. This is going to be a good one. We talked about this a little bit on Wednesday. Atlanta is looking to stay in first place. Kansas City's looking to climb back into first place, being a game behind Oakland right now. So this is a game between two potential playoff teams that are looking to fight for position right now. Kansas City, they're not a big play offense. If this turns into a shootout, which it very well could with an Atlanta team that can put up a lot of points fast, you might see Kansas City fall behind in this one and not be able to do much. Now, Kansas City's defense is getting healthier. They're going to have more of a rotation there in the pass rush with Houston back. We also saw what he was able to do against Denver's horrible offensive line. It's going to be a good one. This one is a potential game of the week candidate for me. I think it's going to be. I'm going to take. I'm going to take Atlanta in this one. I think ultimately they have enough offense, enough of a passing game, can get the ball out quick enough to counteract that pass rush and make enough plays that they can pull this one out. Miami, Baltimore. We all know Miami's on a win streak. They've won something like 6 straight games. Baltimore is currently tied with Pittsburgh for the lead in that AFC North division. Miami's trying to catch up to New England and hold Denver off in the wild card race as we come down this home stretch. Now, with that being said, don't expect Miami to do a lot today. I expect this game to be very ugly. You might see the winner of this game be something like 14-10, 12-9. Could be. I mean, Baltimore's not good at scoring right now. Miami is kind of coming back down on the big rush they've been on. You see the running game hasn't been getting off as much recently. Tannehill is going to be missing a receiver today. I believe Parker is the one who's out. So expect that one to be ugly. Expect it to be close. I'm going to actually take Baltimore to win that game today. I think Justin Tucker ultimately is the difference in that game. San Francisco and Chicago. This one's going to be in Chicago. It is going to be raining there. The track is going to be muddy. It's going to be a battle of two kind of lower level teams. Justin Howard could have a big day today. A lot of touches I see coming his way. Cutler's out. Barkley should get the start there for Chicago. Kaepernick should be getting the start for San Francisco. Expect Carlos Hyde and Howard to get a lot of touches today unless something goes wrong. I don't expect San Francisco to have much of a pass game at all. We saw what Barkley was able to do a couple weeks ago there with Chicago. We'll see. I'm going to take Chicago to win this game. Again, another game that very well could be a 14-10, 17-14 type game. Philadelphia and Cincinnati. Wow. Cincinnati fans, I have to say, I really feel for you this season. They were a potential Super Bowl candidate at the beginning of the season, and for whatever reason, they have not been able to put it together at all this year. All the talent Cincinnati has, they're now falling into injuries. Philadelphia, a team that started really hot, cooled off. I'll take Philadelphia in this game today. I think they are healthy enough to knock off this Cincinnati team. Remember, they're missing their running back. They're missing their receiver. They have injuries on the defensive side of the ball. And really, that defense hasn't played up to Bill. They haven't played up to their top level all season. Their pass rushers haven't done what they need to do. Geno Atkins has had an average year. And that back end, that secondary, you got a lot of names. You got a lot of top picks. Not a lot of production this year. So Cincinnati, you're struggling. You're going to struggle today, I think, against this Philadelphia defense. I think Jim Schwartz comes out and shuts Andy Dalton down, leaving Hill to try and pick up the slack. And we'll just have to see. He's too streaky for me to say he's going to do that or you can depend on him. But he could have a big game and Cincinnati wins. Personally, I think Carson Wentz has a couple touchdown passes today. And Philadelphia moves on and wins. And coming out today, there's rumors now that they're going to pursue Deshaun Jackson, bring him back to Philadelphia in the offseason. Could be an interesting move. We'll have to see. Houston and Green Bay. Houston and Green Bay, this is going to be a game in the snow. I expect Green Bay to win this game simply because Houston has Brock Osweiler. It's a game in the snow, so generally you don't see a lot of passing in games like that. You try to focus on the run game, ball control. Lamar Miller doesn't strike me as a guy who's going to be real good in the weather that way. Green Bay is a top 10 rush defense. At one point, they were the number one rush defense. I believe they're 7th now, but still a top rush defense. So this game goes right towards their defensive strength. It is at home. Yes, Aaron Rodgers has the hamstring, but they're getting healthy there as well on the offensive side of the ball. So I expect Green Bay to win this one today. It could be a close one, although I don't see it being close. It could be close because of the weather, but I expect Green Bay to kind of pull away in this one and probably win by a couple scores. Pretty easy there in the second half. Denver down in Jacksonville. This is a must-win for Denver. I know that sounds funny because they're playing Jacksonville and everybody's kind of written Jacksonville off. Trust me, nobody in Jacksonville's locker room has written themselves off. They are fully coming. They are fully coming at Denver today with everything they have. Denver's the defending Super Bowl champion, so this would still be a big win for them. They don't care who's playing quarterback for them. They do have former big-priced free agent Broncos on their roster who also would like nothing more than to beat their former team who has a much better record than they do. Now, do I think that's going to happen? No. There's a chance for sure. Everybody can get caught. Everybody can play down to the level of their opponent. Denver does have Paxton Lynch, a rookie starting today, who looked horrible in his first start against Atlanta. They better have coached him up, because I don't care how bad the team is. He could be playing Cleveland today at 0-12. If you haven't been coached up from that first performance against Atlanta, you will lose today. It doesn't matter how good Denver's defense is. They need something from the offensive side of the ball unless they themselves go out and score 2 or 3 touchdowns. Or make enough turnovers on their side of the field to continue to get field goals and they just don't score. I'll take Denver in this game. I expect them to win this game. They should win this game big. I would not be surprised if Jacksonville somehow wins a 17-16, 21-20 type of a game. New England's going into LA today. LA is in New England today. And New England, we all know what's happened. Rob Gronkowski is out for the season with that back injury. If you listen to all the reports, he's either coming back or his career's over or he's getting released in the offseason. Would it be surprising if he was released? Yes, it would be. Would it be too bad if his career's over because of this back thing and a 6'7", 260-pound guy backs can be an issue for? Yeah, that'd be too bad if his career's really over. Now, we saw the video. He's up and walking around. He's making jokes already the day after the surgery. So with any luck, he'll be fine. He's not playing this year, and that means huge things for New England. You're going to see them dink and dunk the ball a lot more. Martellus Bennett, outside of that one game with Jimmy Garoppolo, hasn't done anything this season as far as offensive production. 20-something yards last week with Rob Gronkowski pretty much not playing. Deion Lewis is going to take some of those touches now. You're going to see more going towards Edelman in the little screen short pass game. Amendola. Malcolm Mitchell's kind of emerging a little bit, so he's going to take touches away from the tight end. Expect them to make adjustments there in New England, but that offense will be different, will be susceptible to being beat now that Rob Gronkowski is out. He's the hardest matchup in the NFL. At 6'7", 260 pounds, running a 4.5, 4.6, he's a nightmare matchup. Matchup nightmare, excuse me. He's too big for most safeties. He's too fast for most linebackers. He's too big for any cornerback. And now he's out of your lineup. So, is New England's season over? No. They'll beat the Rams today, who for some reason re-signed Jeff Fisher to an extension this week. But they've come back to the pack. Very much so in the AFC. AFC's wide open now. The records might not be all even, but Denver, Kansas City, Oakland, New England, and whoever wins that AFC North all have a chance. Sorry, AFC South, I don't see you guys having a chance to make it to the Super Bowl. All right, big game for us this week. Lions fans, one pride. We got New Orleans. We're down in New Orleans this week. We all know New Orleans is going to put up a ton of points. They're high-flying. Let's throw it down the field. Drew Brees, accuracy, get it there, score some points, get it up and down. So we're going to have to come with the pressure today. We got linebacker issues all season. Tahir Whitehead is out today, so I don't even know how we're playing linebacker today. We might have Miles Killebrew. We might be doing a lot of nickel situation and dime packages with extra safeties playing linebacker for us today. We did activate Bryant off of his second substance suspension of the year, so he'll be back. Marvin Jones is probably out today. I think he's a game-time decision. We'll see here in a few minutes. But most likely he's out today, so they brought T.J. Jones up off the practice squad. Maybe he can make a play for us. But it's going to be a shootout. I really think this is going to be a 30-30-something type of game. And it's going to have to be from the Lions side because we know New Orleans can put up points. We know what to expect from Drew Brees. The Lions put up a lot of points there last year, and they're going to have to do it again. We're going to have to sling it around. Stafford's going to have another good game. Last few games, he's had 12 touchdowns and 1 interception, so very efficient, and we're going to have to keep that up. Golden Tate's going to have a big day. Theo Riddick's going to have a big day. Ziggy, you're going to have to get us a couple sacks today, bud. We're going to need them from you. Otherwise, yes, I see why the pundits, the predictors, have all chosen New Orleans in this game. Our defense is not a strong suit, but one pride, I'm picking the Lions today to win down in New Orleans, go 8-4, solidify their spot as the division